talk about the Merrifields in this last episode, but before I get into that, I do want to talk about some tea that I came across in the Seeking Sister Wife Reddit. So this Reddit user by the name of Fraggle of the Rock said, I have new Merrifield tea. And I'm pretty inclined to believe this tea because this is the same Reddit user who leaked these pictures of Garrick and Lorraine, where you can clearly see Lorraine is pregnant as heck in that picture. She looks like a good 7-8 months pregnant when she posted these pictures. The background of these pictures look pretty familiar. It looks like where Garrick was showing Lorraine in the last episode when he was introducing her to the town that she's moved into. So she says, I have new Merrifield tea. As a local, I made posts about the Merrifields before, but this news is hot. I don't want to disclose how I've got my info. Just know that I don't live far from them, and since it's such a small community, it's not hard to hear what's going on. I have many clients locally. So we're all wondering how they have this big, beautiful mansion, because they bought it for $1 million. They put $1 million worth of work into it, allegedly. They're trying to sell this mansion for $2 million. So they're like, okay, so we're trying to figure out how they have this mansion. She was sitting there talking to another member of the community, and she's like, I just don't understand how they have this big house. Like, how are they paying for this house? And this person that she's talking to, apparently this person has known the Merrifields for a very long time, and they didn't know that until they had this conversation with this person. And this person said he has a construction company, but he doesn't seem to build anything. And you know what? I think I saw a post from Starcasm who also mentioned something familiar about this too, that he had a construction company, but they couldn't find any builds that his company has done outside the house that they have. And so they said, I wonder how many houses he's built. The person I was talking to practically yelled too and went off on a tirade about how they can't believe the crap that Garrick is pulling and dragging all sorts of everyone through it with him. So this is what I was told. Garrick currently has multiple lawsuits pending. The person said they thought it was 5, which he filed against other people. This person wasn't sure what the scope of the others were, but they went to court to hear about this one last week. This person was invited to court as support for the person Garrick is suing. I'm going to try to type this as I was told. Since childhood, Garrick was friends with Billy. And this is also who he's suing. However, many years ago, Garrick and Billy decided Garrick and his construction company were going to build Billy's house. I'm unclear, but Billy may have worked with Garrick too. But Billy had plans drawn up for his house, and Garrick overbid the cost of the building so he would have double the material so he could also build a house. In fact, the same exact house as Billy. I believe Billy may have been in on this part too. All the materials were delivered to Garrick's house. Both houses start being built, but Garrick never finishes Billy's house. Garrick finishes his own house and ghosts lifelong friend Billy, so ultimately Garrick pays nothing for his own house as everything was mortgaged under Billy's house. Now somewhere along the lines and amongst all this, Garrick decides he's going to sue Billy and try to get another $300,000 out of him. I tried to ask clarifying questions, but I couldn't get this answer, and I'm not sure where Garrick got the idea that he should sue, but here we are. Apparently, from what I'm told, Garrick sues people frequently and has several cases pending. The person I spoke with said during this hearing, Danielle was there but not the new wife. They said that the entire time all Garrick did was lie and misrepresent himself, and that his Addie was a hot mess. At this point, I mentioned that I thought Garrick's house was up for sale so they could move to Brazil, but this person said last they knew it was because they were moving to California. I'm not sure if it's okay to put the name of the courthouse and such, but if anyone wants to see if they request documents, DM me and I'll give it to you. I gotta DM her. But I tried to look up the court case and see if I could find any information. I didn't have any luck, but I couldn't find where to look for civil lawsuits, which that's what this sounds like it is. I did do a background check on Garrick and I could not find no criminal cases or no civil cases, but like I said, when I do background checks, it doesn't always pull all civil lawsuits. So I need to try to see if I can find the right Colorado website to find that and see if I can have any luck. Or I might have to reach out to Fraggle the Rock myself and see if I can figure out the courthouse and just reach out to the courthouse myself and get the records, because I would definitely like more details on what this is all about. The only luck I had when I looked into all this is, from what I can see, they are still living in that house that we saw featured on this season. Then I found a bankruptcy filing from back in 2014 that Garrick filed. But I will definitely try to figure out more and share what I find out in another video. But I have definitely asked the same question myself, is how do they afford that house? Ever since I saw that Sarcasm article where I saw that Garrick really hadn't built anything with his construction company, because that's what I thought. I'm like, okay, maybe he's building all these houses left and right, and that's how he was able to pay for his own house. But they couldn't find any proof of any work he's done outside of his house, at least back from the article I saw like a year ago. But yeah, so let's talk about this last episode. So we see Lorraine, and she is finally moved in, and it was Danielle's birthday. And the night of her birthday, even though it was Lorraine's first night, Lorraine was a sweetheart, and she let Danielle have that night with Garrick since it was her birthday. And I think that was very thoughtful of her. I think that was very considerate. I mean, Danielle probably would have been sad if she had to go to bed alone on her birthday. The day after Danielle's birthday, Danielle and Garrick decided to take Lorraine around Buena Vista, I think that's how you say it, which is a small town they live in, to just see the town. And it really isn't that big at all. Everybody's side-eyeing them because Garrick's got 2 women on his arm, and that's just rare around there. And you can tell that Garrick is just eating all the attention up. He's usually a little shy guy, but he's loving all eyes on him. He's feeling like a real king right now. Lorraine said it's definitely going to be adjustment because she's used to where you can just walk literally feet away and you're going to have access to so many different things. She's like, I got the beach right behind my house, and I got, you know, here's the club. Everything is within miles. But if you're living with the Merrifields, everything is like miles apart. You got to go miles just to find the nearest gas station. And Lorraine's not used to that. But Lorraine said she comes from a poor family, so I definitely think she's gonna enjoy the Merrifield's house and feel like she's living large. I just still don't understand why they got this big freaking $2 million mansion and they gotta live in a room together with their beds side by side with each other. I would still be annoyed by that, especially the fact that Danielle has like a 1-year-old, so that baby's gonna be in and out of that room all day long, and I can't have my own personal room. That would just annoy me if that was Lorraine. Especially with Lorraine being pregnant now, so we each gotta share a room, and we're both gonna have little youngins sharing the room together. Like, I'm sure the kids are gonna have their own room, but I'm sure they're gonna be going to the room with their mom a lot during the day. And I would want my own privacy if that was Lorraine, from at least where I can go and decompress if I don't want to be around Garrick or Danielle and just have time to myself. Hopefully she has that. Like, she needs herself a little she shed or something, and she can't have her own room. But Garrick and Danielle were sitting down in confessional. What cracked me up is Danielle and Garrick have went through so many girlfriends at this point that Danielle can't even keep up with the names. She's like, yeah, I can't wait to take Roberta out to see the town. And she's like, oh snap, I mean Natalia. I mean, oh snap, I mean Lorraine. And she sounds like me when I'm trying to call out my kid. I used to give my grandma so much crap because she would mix up my name with my brother and sister's name, and sometimes she would even call me by my male cousin. I'm like, how can you get me mixed up with my male cousin? But now as a mother, I completely understand it. I freaking called my cat the other day my son's name because I was so mixed up, and that's exactly where Danielle is right now. She can't keep up with all the girlfriends because they went through so many women in just a span of a few years. But they're hoping that Lorraine is going to be the one. Lorraine got to spend her first night with Garrick, and Garrick seems pretty excited to take Lorraine to Pound Town, and I'm sure it won't be long before he knocks her up since she's currently pregnant. Well, I don't think she's pregnant anymore. I'm sure she's had the baby by now because she was spotted months ago that pregnant. But that's pretty much it, guys. And Danielle was really struggling sitting in the bed by herself while Lorraine was in bed with Garrick, and it's just all setting in with her that this is like the real deal. This is how life is now on. This is not a drill. This is really happening. Like, she is not about to just come here for a little vacation for a week and go back home. She is here to stay, especially now that she has a baby. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the Merrifields in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.